Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone. How are we doing today?
Just looking at this loading screen on Roll20.
Good.
Very good. So, we can get into it as soon as Kevin's loaded into Roll20. We'll start.
Sorry, I was muted during all that.
That's okay. So, we're just going to do a quick little announcements that I use Roll20 for my tabletop, my VTT. I use OSB for my recording, or I'm sorry, OBS for my recording. And I also use the maps through these maps that I got for. These are just D&D maps. Who are they here? They are Tessa's maps. I use her maps too, so I just want to give them everybody out since we're recording this stuff and posting on YouTube. So keep that in mind when we are recording. It does not matter if the cursing and all that doesn't matter. YouTube doesn't typically censor any of that stuff. So at least nothing I've ever come across with it. So we're good to go as long as I put not for all ages when I upload these. Excuse me.
Bless you. Also, I just want to give a shout out to all my fans out there.
All right. Anyway, so let's just get going on this. I know that Locke's going to be late today. So last week, up to the point where my power got out, and I will upload those 2 videos. I just haven't had a chance to the last 2 sessions and upload to the YouTube channel. I did repost the YouTube channel in Discord. And for anybody who has not subscribed to the channel yet, I think Alex is the only one that hasn't. But that should be weekly. There should be uploads weekly on the sessions. I just haven't got to the last 2 sessions yet. So that should happen here probably this week, and hopefully I should have enough time to get to the editing of them and actually uploading them to the YouTube channel for it. But there are plenty of other videos to watch. Some of you may not have seen them all from our previous sessions. I think there's only one one playlist on there, Dragon Heist, that we actually finished. Everything else we were working through, and then stuff happened. So on it.
We've gotten like a quarter way through a lot of adventures over the last 9 years.
Yeah. And I posted a lot of them on YouTube. So, all right. So
this is not logging me in, man. I don't know what's going on. It goes to the jump gate, it goes loading, and that's it.
Try clearing your cache. I think sometimes that does it, and then it'll try that. Are you using Chrome? And have you updated Chrome recently? Because it works way better with Chrome than Firefox. We've always known that. For some reason, it doesn't work very well if you're using Firefox. It works way better on Chrome. Anybody else having problems? No, it looks like you 2 are in Roll20 just fine. So
I think we're good
with it. So
it worked.
Okay. Well, we'll wait a little bit longer for Kevin to get into Roll20 with it. Anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns for the last 2 sessions or anything going on?
I thought about this the last session a lot over the week. For some reason, it really stuck with me. Barovia. This place sucks. It's very depressing.
It is a depressing place. It is supposed to be a suspenseful place. We try to build it up suspensefully for you guys. I don't know how horror themed it is. I mean, it's horror themed, but not like. It's really hard to convey a horror over tabletop, especially on virtual tabletop, I think.
It's kind of classic horror.
Yeah. I'll do my best to try to be suspenseful and horror like for everybody with it. So, as best as I can, convey it over the internet to you.
Yeah, that worked like a charm. Perfect.
Okay, we're in. So last week, before I think I got cut off. We were pretty close to the end of the session anyway when my power went out. I don't think we were far from.
You just Irish goodbye us.
Yeah, I did. So we are. You guys are still in the town of Barovia, right? The village of Barovia, and you are. You just, as far as I remember, you just left the church, the chapel, the last time right before we cut off, because you went to the chapel, and it ended up being at the church meeting Donovich, the priest Donovich, who seemed to be kind of mad, like mad crazy in his head, right? You found that Ismark was discussing with you on things that have happened within the last week or two to his son, who is trapped below in the undercroft of the church, bitten, presumably by Strahd, you would think, or other vampires. Not necessarily Strahd bit him, but a vampire, we'll say, bit him. Ismark never came out and said Strahd bit him, or did Donovich. So he was a vampire fledgling, trapped below, and the priest Donovich had not, trapped him down below. His son was starving because obviously he hasn't had blood since he's been down below and been transformed into this fledgling vampire. The four of you chose not to do anything more with it and left the church. Before that, let's go back a little bit. You had also met with Mad Mary in her townhome. You found that she was sobbing in the center of a bedroom on the second floor of the townhome. And you had discovered that her daughter had ran away. No matter how hard she tried to protect her daughter, she left and ran away. Regardless if you were truthful or not, Valen had said they would do their best to try to find her daughter and bring her back if possible. So that was your encounter with Mad Mary in that aspect. You also encountered in the very beginning with Irina. You had gone to the Burgermeister's mansion and spoke with her through the door. She would not open the door to your party, and told you to find Ismark, which you did find Ismark in the tavern, correct? So Ismark's been with you since that point in time when you were at the Blood of the Vine Tavern. Ismark had suggested several things to you. One, that he would stay with you at your side and help you as an adventurer himself. He was good with a sword, and he had revengeful thoughts and feelings towards Strahd himself. It is something he wishes. His main goal is to eventually destroy the vampire Strahd. You took him in as part of your party now, and he had suggested that you take his sister-in-law, or his stepsister, who is Irina, and bring her to a town. Do you guys remember the town?
Ooh.
You were to escort Irina to another town, a much larger town in Barovia. The town. What's that? Vallaki is correct. It's a settlement in the heart of the valley, and it's beyond the view of Castle Ravenloft. Remember, Castle Ravenloft is just right up this hill, looking down on the town or the village of Barovia. So it's just a hop, skip, and a jump away the castle is, basically. And Ismark is hoping that the further he gets away from Castle Ravenloft, the less vulnerable Irina is to Strahd, and less power that he could have on Irina, in that Irina, getting her away from there. The other thing he said to do is, on the way when they leave and on the way to Vallaki, he told you guys you should stop at the camp of the Vicenti tribe, or people that are located there, and to possibly, if you could or wanted to, and he thought it was a wise idea, is to speak with their fortune teller there. And he thought that would be not a bad idea on the way to the settlement of Vallaki. With that, you guys left the church and were heading back, I believe, to the mansion.
Yeah, can I ask one question before we get too far from it? Did we ever learn the priest's son's name?
No.
You
did not ask about it, and
okay.
And so you didn't actually learn about that stuff, so.
Gotcha.
Okay, so.
When you got cut off last week, I think we were talking about maybe going back inside.
Oh, I forgot about that. We were
going back inside of what? Because I was cut
kill
off.
I forgot about that. We had a discussion about going and trying to put the son out of his misery.
A very philosophical discussion on what's truly right and wrong.
Right.
We all kind of then we all kind of decided that we should at least go talk to him, or maybe more.
I know we were going to talk to gypsies. Let's go talk to some gypsies. We'll ask them what was the right move.
I think we got to get Irina first, right? And then move her.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to one up me.
I'm just saying, like, we don't want to leave her. She might get abducted by Strahd.
So what were your guys' final decision after I got cut off last week?
I was pretty ambivalent to it, honestly. I think I'll support whatever you guys want to do, but I'm more in the camp of moving on from here and trying to get Irina and going to see the Vistani, getting our fortunes told.
Same, yeah. I don't want anything to do with that moral dilemma.
Are you talking about the church?
Yeah, we're gonna go get Irina.
Okay, so you guys are gonna start heading back down the street, the road.
But what time is it? Because I don't want to be out for this.
All right, so the time is 1:45 p.m.
Okay, so we got. I don't want this Dance of the Dead coming to get us.
1:45.
Yeah, so sun sets around. The sun goes down about 5:30, 6 o'clock at this here. Remember, it's always that dusk vision light in the town because of the overcasting clouds. The sun can never truly pierce through the clouds to create the real type of sunlight. So it's always got that dusk feeling. So the sun sets around 5:30, 6 o'clock here. So it's pretty damn dark by the time the sun goes down, comparably. So all right, so you guys are going to head to not worry about that. You don't want to be out late is what you're thinking, right? Is that what you're hoping for?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we should go and see if Irina will talk with us and discuss when exactly we should leave.
Okay. You guys eventually make it back down. You hear the sobbing as you pass Mad Mary's townhome again. You make it down to back to
And
the what's that?
we got the other guy with us too, right?
Yes, Ismark is with you at all times now. Okay.
All right, perfect.
So,
Well, Ismark, if you want to go up to the door and introduce us, it'd be great.
Yes, she didn't take too well to us the first time.
so as he's talking to you, he goes, perhaps you, all of you, have enough adventuring gear to make it from here to Valaki. If not, there is a merchant here who can sell you goods just out there. Just so you're aware, there is a place you could buy things if need to. I'm not sure how fully stocked he is, but Bildraf's is a good place to if you need to purchase any gear before we head out. I'm sure he closes shop up before dark, though, so it's something that you have in mind. Perhaps it wouldn't be bad. So you guys get to the front entrance of the mansion again, and I will give you a quick description if you don't remember what it would look like. It's a wary-looking mansion that squats behind a rustling iron fence. The iron gates are twisted and torn. The right gate lies cast aside, while the left swings lazily in the wind. The stuttering squeal and clang of the gate repeats with mindless precision. Weeds choke the grounds and press with menace up the house itself. Yet against the walls, the growth has been tramped down to create a path all around the domain. Heavy claw marks have stripped the once beautiful finish of the walls. Great black marks tell of the fires that have assaulted the mansions. Not a pane nor a shard of glass stands in any windows. All the windows are barred with planks, each one marked with stains of evil omen. So Ismark knocks at the door, and there's silence, and there's the wind blowing, and howls of wolves in the distance. Within a few moments, a soft voice is again heard behind the thick wooden doors. Ismark says, Arina, 'tis I, Ismark, and the adventurers. I have spoken with them, and they have agreed to help me take you to Valaki. And you hear a bunch of locks and chains and everything, and the doors swing open. The door swings open and you can see Irina standing there. And Irina is a striking young woman with auburn hair. Around her neck, she has this satin, almost like a scarf wrapped around her neck area. She's wearing what was once very nice clothing, but now is more dirty and a little bit torn and ragged. And she blinks at you. She has these deep, dark green eyes, and she's very pale looking, not sickly, but just that you're aware of. She looks pale, probably from never seeing the sun very much. Her skin tone. She welcomes the four of you plus Ismark into the home. And I'll give you a description before we go to the map of the room here. It says, the interior of the mansion is well furnished, yet the fixtures show signs of great wear. Noticeable oddities are the boarded up of windows and the presence of holy symbols in every room. The Burgermeister is in a side drawing room on the floor, lying in a simple wooden coffin surrounded by withering flowers and a faint odor of decay. And we'll go ahead and open up that map there so you guys can see what's inside the house there. So, the door is open. And Ismark walks in to the apartment and gives Arina a big hug. The door is open, guys. You can come on into the mansion if you'd like. If you can't see the map, let me know.
Oops. And you said that there's a guy and the Burgermeister's just out in the open in a coffin?
Yeah,
Or
it's
is he-
it's actually here. The door's open there. That's the room that he's in. Over here. When you
Lothbrok's
walk
gonna
in
go
there,
in
yeah.
there.
So he's lying in the coffin there, and Ismark and Arina are kind of whispering with each other as you guys enter the room where he's at. With that, hold on a second. Where'd my other? Oh man, there it is. Okay. So, she looks and says, "Please sit. We don't have to sit in the same room that my father, or my stepfather lies in. If you feel uncomfortable, we can sit in the other sitting room." And she points over to their room over here. The fires are burning in both rooms, and it is warm and comfortable. Out of the kind of like the thing with, even though it's springtime, it feels still very cold and has this constant cold mist feel to you whenever you're outside in Barovia. So it's almost penetrating the skin to where it's bone chilling at times. This cold wetness that's constantly surrounding any parts of that you've noticed since you've been here and you guys have only been here a full day. Hasn't even been a second day really since you've been here.
Been here too long.
But she says, "Please have a seat. I shall get tea for everyone." And she steps away into the kitchen to prepare some hot tea. And Ismark goes, "Please have a seat. Over here. It's comfortable, warmed by the fire." And he
Lothbrok's gonna have a disappointed look on his face as he comes into this room.
You see Ismark sit there and bolt up the door again as you guys walk past him as he's bolting up the door. I'm going to put him here. So.
Feels good to sit down in something comfortable.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's a bookshelf over here. I'm gonna stand up and go like perusing through the books.
Yeah. There's a lot of different old books that cover a lot of different things. There's books about
Anything on
Barovia,
Strahd?
the town. Nothing on Strahd at all. There's not a single thing that you can see with Strahd. Ismark says, "Oh, a lot of those books are very old. Some covering tales of witches and witchcraft throughout the land. Nothing ever does he keep that has anything about Strahd himself. If he did, he's burnt those books, I'm sure, away. Some good information on a lot of those books are very old, though."
Is there anything on the town we're gonna go to?
Nothing. No, there's nothing on Valaki itself. If you're curious, I mean, I can tell you a little bit about it. There are.
Yeah,
it's a larger town. It's safer. It's a town that can be protected within it, but the surrounding countryside, is Mark saying, is that can be just as dangerous as Strahd himself. He talks about hags, ghosts, liches, all skeletons, the undead. So, and even more so, werewolves and dire wolves.
I'm gonna spit like
Yeah.
werewolf.
So he says, unfortunately, Strahd is not the only creature that we must, be worried about. Barovia is full of creatures that will want to kill you, basically.
I'm gonna.
So
You see me like reaching in my pouch and like reapplying my lycanthrope perfume on. Like, ugh,
okay.
can't stand those things.
Yes, of course. And you see Lothric has this like really, it's like he's trying to control his excitement, and he's like rubbing his hands together, like it's almost like he's putting lotion on, but clearly doesn't have any lotion. He's just rubbing his hands together.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look over to him too and be like, there's a book on hands here.
Why would that interest me? I have
I'm
no
gonna sit
interest
down.
in hands.
Okay.
So
And he glances over his shoulder at the bookshelf. Sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead. Finish up.
I
said
just
he
want to
just,
see if
like-
he's gonna get up and go look.
No, he doesn't get up, but you see his eyes. He doesn't really ever turn his head. He just moves his eyes and looks at the bookshelf when you say that. He's
Yeah.
trying to be subtle.
You hear some clanging around in the kitchen, and then Arduina appears again, carrying a silver tray with silver teacups, a silver pet pitcher, a sugar, a thing that holds sugar and cream, and asks each one of you how you take your tea, and if you need sugar or cream with it. And she hands each of you a teacup full of tea that is steaming and very warm, and with it. She sits down by the four of you, and Ismark kind of stands by her, and she takes a long sip of the hot tea and says, I am happy that you have agreed to help Ismark and me. She has been in the home, she says to you guys, for quite some time now. You four are her best hope for protection. She's willing to accompany you guys under certain conditions. She talks about, she tells you guys about what has been happening the last weeks. She says, wolves and other terrible creatures attack the house night after night for weeks. My stepfather, Ismark's father, the Burgermeister's heart couldn't stand the constant assaults, and he died 3 days ago. And you see Ismark, even though he has this very stern face, he kind of puts his head down. Strangely, since his death, the house has not come under attack. It's very strange indeed. No one from the village has been brave enough to help Ismark take our father, Kolonia Indrovich, to the cemetery for proper burial. I ask the four of you if you would be so kind to help Ismark deliver our father's body safely to the priest Donovich. I will not go anywhere until the father, our poor father, has been laid to rest in hallowed ground. And Ismark looked surprised at that when Irina said that. He was not ready for her to say that she's not going to go anywhere until their father has been buried properly. He's like, he looks at it and goes, Irina. And she goes, Ismark, it is my choice, and that is what I'd want. He is to be buried properly in holy ground. So please, I will go.
She go to holy ground?
What's that?
She can go on holy ground too?
She needs the father to be buried into the cemetery. Yes.
Don't we know that she's been bitten?
You don't. You just are assuming stuff that you've heard and read.
Oh, okay, that's right. Okay.
So your
I'm gonna-
guys are
I'm gonna
all
s-
under the assumption here. Let me give you a handout of Irina because I don't think I gave you guys that handout yet. I should have gave one to Ismark. I'm pretty sure I did. Here is the handout for Irina.
I would.
Everybody should have that in their journal now. Their handout of Irina Kolyana.
I would really like, as she's kind of telling us all this, if Lothric could do maybe an investigation and try to see if he can tell if, like, he's looking for sharp teeth or any sort of, like, bulging veins, anything that might make him believe she has some undead features or some monstrous features. Would that be possible?
Yeah, so give me. We'll start with. I'll let you choose either a medicine check or a history check, whichever you'd like to do. If you,
Thank you.
if you
history.
choose a history check, it's going to be a higher DC than it would be with a medicine check. But you're welcome to do it.
Oh, crap. I do have a couple points in history, so I'll try history. What the hell? Well, never mind. An 11.
Yeah, so there's nothing noticeably different about her. She's a very beautiful woman, however pale. She has shadows under her eyes for obviously not being able to sleep very well or not getting enough sleep. Puffy eyes, crying. She must have been crying at some point because they're red and puffy. The only distinguishing thing, notice no teeth, no other vampire features. Eyes look normal. Like I told you, there's deep green eyes. Is the scarf she wears around her neck. Seems out of place with her outfit.
I'm gonna say that's a lovely scarf you're wearing.
And she
Gotta
kind
gauge
of
her reaction to it.
nervously tugs at it a little bit. She goes, "Oh, thank you. And it is the weather has been miserable like usual here in Barovia. Cold and raining all the time, and I get such a chill in this old house."
May I see it? I'm gonna hold out a hand.
My scarf.
And I'm more. Yes, I'm
And
more
sh-
doing this to see if she'll let me see the scarf.
She
like take
says
it off.
she looks at Ismark, and Ismark nods, and she pulls the scarf off of her, and you see on her neck there are 2 bite marks.
God damn it.
Lothric doesn't even take the scarf from her. He kind of sits back and he goes, "A fine scarf indeed. You should keep it on."
And she puts it back on, and Ismark says, "She has not turned like the others. It has been days since she has been bitten, and has not turned. Believe me, this is something different that Strahd has done. He has control of her because he bit her, but she is no vampire at all. You must believe me. Please, I have not steered you wrong ever for you not to trust me."
Well, she carried in silver plates, right? So
Yeah.
she probably isn't a vampire. Otherwise, wouldn't that hurt a vampire?
In theory.
No, you're thinking it's werewolves.
It's all like magical creatures, isn't it?
So, I don't know. You guys don't know. The only one who would know more about anything werewolfy is, of course, your companion Morag knows more about that. But not all of you have a clear understanding of vampires. Nobody does here. Other than what Ismark has witnessed and what Irina has witnessed with Strahd. So those are things they do know.
In the second letter that we found from the The second letter that we found on the dead person, the one that was more truthful, admits that she was bit. So it's not like
It's
they're
not right, and it's
trying
not
to
a
deceive
surprise
us.
to you guys. You had that
Uh,
letter, right?
It was. I know that, but she wasn't. I was testing her to see. We knew that. I was just testing if we could trust them. If that makes sense.
Oh, okay,
Like
I
I was going to
gotcha.
see if she
Yep.
would let us know without trying to hide it, which she did.
Right.
So Lothric will reply to all this. Your willingness to share your condition humbles me. Of course, we will help you with whatever you need, but I don't see how lying that corpse in any sort of ground is going to help you at this point. What difference will it make? You only prolong your own salvation.
Yes, she says, but it is something I wish. It is my wish to leave the house where he is not rotting away in a coffin in another room. He is buried in his plot in the cemetery, and to go with for one of the gods to take him.
I'll say solemnly important how we treat the dead, especially in such a cursed place.
I rolled an investigation check. I wanted to study Lothric to see if he was looking at Irina's hands. So it's pretty blatantly obvious. That's what I was doing.
It seems like he's trying very hard not to stare at her hands.
I'm on to you, sicko.
It's the
Oh my
reverse.
goodness. Okay, that's funny.
I'm like, all right, so since morally, if she hasn't turned into a vampire yet, then I can't consider her evil. So then if we are going to go back to the church, we should probably dispatch that vampire in the basement. I'm going to ask her how she feels about that.
Irina says, it is not my decision. If he can be saved, then perhaps we don't kill him, but can he be saved? Can I be saved? Will I turn into a vampire eventually? Will you kill me if I turn? Ismark goes, no. There will be help in Valaki. There is someone there I know who I have heard can reverse the effects of vampirism. That is why the one reason, besides getting out the grasp from Strahd's grasp, is to go to Valaki. It is up to the four of you if you wish to dispatch of this vampire spawn underneath the church. But I think the most important thing right now is to keep Irina safe, away from Strahd, and to bury our father, and then make way for Valaki.
I think if we're gonna bury this guy, we should do it quickly before it gets dark.
We have a few hours. We have at least 5 hours or so, maybe a little less. 4 hours to get his body there, dig a hole, place him in it, and recover the hole in his plot of land that he has in the cemetery there. I think
I'm going to stand up and say, it's settled. Let's get to it. Everyone pack. We're going to go bury. We're going to get the hell out of town before this night falls.
Very well. I'll stand up. So
Okay.
Walk out. Oh, hello, Mr. Shadowkai. Didn't see you there. Oh, what is his name? Locke. Locke, yes. Hello?
He's just creeping in the corners.
Yes.
All right, so the goal
As
is you guys
usual.
are leaving and are going to help Ismark bury his father, correct? Back to the church?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll help with the body. Let's load it up.
I'll definitely help with the body. Yes, let me look at it. Let me see it. Yes.
I'm
All
just
right.
coming along for the ride.
So, well, as we're kind of moving this body, can I take a quick, discreet look? Because she said he died of essentially a heart attack.
Mm-hmm.
But can I do, a quick med check to see if that's even true? Like, some maybe I mean, she's
Sure.
not giving me a reason to trust her, but
Yeah. Give me a medicine check, please. The DC's pretty high on that one. Without doing a full
19.
autopsy. Yeah, I mean, without doing a full autopsy on the gentleman, you probably, just by doing a visual check on him, there's a good chance he did die of a heart attack. There's no visual marks of anything bitten him, no thrust with a piercing weapon of any sort or bludgeoning weapon. Yeah.
I wish I had time for an autopsy. I remark as I help these guys. I guess we gotta carry the coffin, right? Yeah, we can't.
The four of you.
I thought we were just gonna get him out and like.
No,
I forgot about the coffin.
Yeah. The coffin's ready to go with it. So the four of you will be able to easily pretty much handle. Ismark will help too.
What? Could for one, I apologize for being late, everybody. But for two, too long didn't read where we're at.
We came in to meet Irina, the lady that was in the house, and she's been bitten, and her stepfather has died, and she's insisting on not leaving until we bury him in the graveyard. So we're going back to that crazy priest, and we're gonna get this settled so we can save her.
All right. So at what point did you take his hands?
No. Of course. Why would he do that? He's not the hand snatcher. He's been telling you that from the start.
Did I do a sleight of hand, steal his hands, and sell them to you?
No.
All right, we can continue on. Okay, so I'm caught up.
Okay, very funny.
There's no desecration of the body.
Yes.
All right, so you guys.
So we gotta go.
Gotta come in this early.
Yeah, we're going all the way back down, carrying a coffin this time.
Yep.
Okay.
So you guys are making your way down. We're gonna add about 20 minutes to the time. We'll add 20 minutes or so from what you did there at what you talked with her at the house and had some tea, and then now heading back down the road. The rain has stopped again, but it's a muddy track for you to get through. You're splashing mud everywhere, walking through it, getting dirty. Your boots, your pants, all that are getting dirty. The point being that you're making it back down the road. There's nobody on the road. I mean, people are watching you from their houses as you're taking the coffin through the street back down to the church, and eventually making it to the church. Ismark says to take it behind the church and right to the graveyard, which is where you guys go. We're going to add probably another 20 minutes of time with that, as far as that goes, for the walk back down to it, into the graveyard. And Ismark all of you kind of make your way into the graveyard and into a certain part of the graveyard where there's, Ismark tells you to put the coffin down here. We're going to put the body here. It's in a plot of theirs. He grabs as many shovels as you can find by the nearest shed. And there's 6 shovels, basically. All of you begin to start digging while Irina enters the church of it, and somehow within 10 or 20 minutes, she's able to retrieve the priest, and the priest comes out with some rosary and a Bible, and is ready to begin the last rites, the funeral or whatever rites, mass of it for him with it. So you guys, with the soft dirt and soil, it's from all the rain, it's quite easy to dig deep enough and wide enough and large enough to accommodate the coffin, and it only takes within the four and five of you to dig it in very little time. It probably takes we'll say 45 minutes to dig it, and as soon as the coffin is lowered into the ground, the priest does the mass for the funeral. It's about a half hour of time. He asks then if anybody has anything to say over with the if they'd like to say anything before you guys start covering the coffin up. Do any of you wish to say anything? Irina is crying, does not wish to say anything, and Ismark is quiet. The four of you want to say anything.
Never mind. I was. No,
I think
I was gonna pull a dick move. I was gonna like nudge Lothric out to like kick him out real quick and put him on the spot to say something.
yes. As we sit here and remember the Burgermeister and his Burgermeistering, and noble as he was, such a tragedy to be gone. But as we lay him to rest, we remember the fond times in this lovely place and all the good he must have done for these people, especially this Irene girl who's about to turn into some beast to prioritize him being buried in this miserable graveyard. I'm sure he was a great person.
Those were
I'll,
very
I'll
nice
step up
words.
and-
As he's walking down, as he's walking down, Locke just says, "Beautiful."
Yes.
I'll step
I
up
didn't know
and
them.
say, Moon Maiden, grant thy blessings to the falling, shepherd their soul across the sea of night, and guide them to where we all must go one day. Shine your light on our own loss, and may you guide our sorrow into joy.
Those were very kind words for everybody who has said something. I appreciate it very much. Thank you. And Ismark looks to the priest and he nods, and then Ismark throws some of the dirt onto the coffin. Then Irina throws some, and the priest and Irina walk back into the chapel. And Ismark picks up one of the shovels and begins to now cover the coffin from the pile of dirt you guys had collected from digging the hole for him. We're going to add probably another, we'll say an hour total for all that. What do you guys want to do? Go into the chapel for a little bit, or do you want to head back?
I want to prioritize getting on the road. I'm very nervous about
Okay.
being out too long after night.
Well, what do they think? I'm gonna ask Irina and then be like, should we wait one night and head out in the morning? Like we're gonna be out there overnight regardless, right? It's not like a 1-day travel, is it?
Well, Ismark says to you, we could go to the tavern. Let's all get some wine and let's talk. And then we can make a decision there. I think to calm everybody's nerves. We just buried my father. Let us get some wine over at the tavern. We'll talk in a warm place. The rain begins to slowly start falling again.
Okay. We gotta go see those
Oh, yeah,
gypsies
let's-
at some point too.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, there's the gypsy waiting in his cart on the outskirts of town for us.
Actually, Ismark looks, he goes, Gypsy? You mean the Valaki? There's no one left here. They have left. They left earlier in the day. I did not know they were
Oh, come
waiting.
on.
I did not know they were waiting for you. I would have said something earlier.
All right, well, we can catch up with them.
We are going probably go to the camp anyway at some point on the way to Velaki, so perhaps you can meet your friend there. So everybody is in agreement to go back to the tavern for a bit. Is that what?
Yes.
Is everybody okay with that?
Of course.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So everybody's back at the tavern. I will put Irina on here because she is now with everybody with us. Let's see. So all of you find seats in. Why am I not finding her? What is going on here? Here we go. There we go. There she is. Okay. You all sit down on the tavern. It's a quiet day again. It's 3:55 in the evening. It's almost, well, it'll be about 4 o'clock by the time you guys made it there. The bar keep comes to you, asks you, as Mark just says, just the wine, please. And he nods and went back to start getting 6 glasses and a couple bottles of the wine. Within a few moments, he returns, places each glass down, uncorks the bottles, and begins pouring each of you a glass of their wine there. I feel better, Irina. Yeah, and she says, yes, I feel much better. She nods, and that he is now in a safer place. He is buried in the holy grounds. Donovich, the priest, seems out of sorts, does he not, Ismark? Well, we had seen him earlier, Irina, and he was not himself. He is, in my opinion, touched in the head from his son. And I feel he is not probably far from losing his mind completely. And Irina just kind of puts her head down. What about the 4 of you? What do you think? As he takes a long sip of his wine.
I'd like to ask him if there's any horses or carts in town that we can take.
It would be difficult to try to round that up. The villagers are very, very uncertain of the 4 of you and would never let strangers, unknown as yourselves, borrow a cart or horse. I mean, I may try to wrangle something up if I can. It would help on our journey, but we may be on foot for a while until we reach the camp. Perhaps they have something there they could let us borrow. I'll look into it and see before we leave here.
And remind me how far away the camp is.
From the village? Yeah, so
Yeah.
the camp is gonna be, oh, let's see. So we're at, I think it's 40. Let's see what we see here. Where's my little thing here? So it's quarter mile.
Oh, it's close.
6, 7, no. So we're at 14. So we're looking at about 6 miles from the village, 6 to 7 miles away. The camp is. It's there pools. So it's about 6 miles or so.
I kind of look at my party and bring up the shop that oh my god, my mind. Ismark mentioned earlier. I'm going to ask them: is there any supplies we may need for our journey? Anything we can think of? I know potions are always useful to have, but I'm a little light on coin.
Yeah, Bilderless. That's just down the street from here. He closes in a few hours, but if you need anything, I'm sure he's got gear that you could purchase. The large boy that works there with him, his nephew, Periwimple. And he kind of has a smile after he says the name. Large
Periwimple?
boy. Periwimple's his name. Large boy, very large boy. Good stock, strong like ox. But yes. And Irina kind of has a small smile appears on her face, then quickly dissipates after he says that. So, a toast to our health and to getting out of this place, away from the cursed devil Strahd. And he puts his glass out to the four of you.
Oh, yeah, I'll toast to that.
All right.
Same.
So you all toast and take a drink. Irina takes a drink, and she's very quiet. Head, kind of looking down at the table at her glass of wine as she's kind of spinning it a little bit on the table.
I don't have anything I need from the store, and I don't have any money. But I think we should decide.
Yeah, I don't have any money either, actually. I just kind of realized that after the fact, so apologies.
Just
Ismark looks at all of you and says, well, how much do you think you'll need? I could cover, perhaps, if it's not too expensive, I could cover what any things you might need from the shop itself. It's the least I can do at the moment.
So, Locke, out of the silence, what do you mean you can give us money? What's the catch?
What do you mean? There is no catch. I have credit there. I can
There's
buy you whatever you might need to a certain extent. In favor, of course, for
there's
helping
always
us.
there's always a catch.
You're helping us protect Irina and take her to Vallaki, am I not mistaken? That is part of it, right? So if you're helping, then I don't mind helping you purchase things that will help us.
How much are you willing to throw down?
Well, whatever you may need that is gear that would help you on the travel to Vallaki.
Maybe just some healing potions?
That's what I believe we would need, if they're available. Does Perry Wimple and his uncle usually have potions and magic items in stock?
I'm sure they would have something there, baby. We would have to check his stock and see what he's got. Now, it could be he has healing potions. He could have healing herbs that you would crush and chew in your mouth, which is similar to the healing potion, and heal you that way. He also might have it in tea form. You brew tea and drink it, and it would heal you.
Should we try to go over there before they close?
I'd like to see, yes.
They like to
a
close
look at it.
before the sun is completely down and it is dark. Most people would like to be in their homes by the time it is dark and do not want to stay out after dark. So perhaps we finish our wine here, we head that way. Yes?
All right, let's
Yes.
go.
Yes.
Alright, so
I'm gonna chug the rest of my wine.
yeah. So does Ismark. Arena gets up, doesn't finish her wine, and is ready to go.
Does she not like eating and drinking anything that's not blood?
No. She drank some of it already. She's just her mind is, she's deep in thought. So
Yeah, as we're walking out, I'm gonna tell our cleric friend Morag in a whisper, like, keep an eye out on that one.
I've been studying her. Would I be able to tell if she's like 100% human and not undead?
you can roll me a medicine check if you want to see if you can determine that. I'll give you I'll lower the DC a little bit for it, but go ahead.
Okay.
So
Natural
yeah,
20.
she looks like we talked about earlier. Everything seems very human-like with her still, except that she is pale. You're not sure if that's because of the bites. You're not sure if that's because she hasn't been out in the sun very much. The other thing is she has some dark circles under her eyes, possibly from lack of sleep. I mean, her house has been guarded day and night, or at least during the night, for the weeks on end. So it could be that. But other than that, other than the bite marks on her neck that she showed you earlier, there are really no other signs of her not being human.
I mean, that sounds like me on a good day, to be honest.
So there you go. All right. So, yeah.
I'll whisper back like, she looks fine, but I'll keep an eye on her.
All right. So everybody's ready to head out. Let's go to the merchant's place, the mercantile, and Bildrath's. So let's put us back on the village map. All right. So we are back out. You guys are right across the street. You head into the building. So the sparse light from this building spills out from beyond drawn heavy curtains. A sign over the door creaking on its hinges reads, Bildris Mercantile. The building itself is like 70 feet long by 40 feet wide. It's another kind of dilapidated building, like all the buildings seem to be in this town. I gave you a picture of it. It's in your journal of it, so you guys kind of get an idea of the architectural style with it. As you enter the door, you open the door, you hear the little bell kind of ring above you. There is a older gentleman sitting behind the counter. He has like these thick mutton chops, along here, graying. His hair is graying. It's combed back. It's kind of long, combed back. The big thick mutton chops. He peers at you with piercing gray eyes underneath these small little spectacles. He's actually tries to be well dressed for a typical resident of the town. The typical clothing. These look a little bit cleaner and a little bit nicer than most of the clothing you've seen some of the people wearing. Behind him, stocking these shelves, is this hulking of a man or boy. Giant, very big person, wearing just a white shirt with suspenders onto pants. And he's just behind there. And the gentleman goes, "Ah, yes. Come. Welcome to my store. Welcome to my shop. What is it I could do for the six of you? Oh, Ismark, is that you? And Irina, Irina, I have not seen you for weeks. Are you okay, my dear? We were quite worried. And you can see his hands are kind of fidgeting, like he's very nervous to be talking to Irina, because rumors spread through the town. You look well, my dear. Very well. And Ismark is. It is good to see you again, Bildrith. I see your nephew, the stock boy, is doing what he always does. And the hulking of a boy turns around and he grunts and he goes, "It's good to see you again, Periwimple." And he turns around and continues to stock the shelves. Don't mind him. Parple's been, he's just Parple, So, what is it that we can do for you?
I'm taken by Periwimple here. I'm kind of staring at him. How old does he look? Like, I mean, is he a human? I assume they're all humans.
He is human. He is very much human.
Okay.
He's you can see like how big, like muscular and big this person is. Rippling underneath his shirt. He's very strong. But when he turned to look at you and kind of grunted, he had a very simple-minded look in his face. Yeah. So, and he's got like brown. His hair's ragged, but unkept, curly brown hair. He probably looks to be no older than 18.
Okay. He's not like a baby.
No.
Okay. I was like, what the hell? With that, kind of shaking my head, like getting out of the trance I was in, I'm going to approach the shopkeeper and say, well, after some healing potions or tonics, anything like that you might have.
Poultress, I have herbs. I have herbs that you would chew on, eat. You could put them as a tea. Oh, you could probably brew them as a potion yourself if you'd like. But I have healing herbs. Quite a bit if you want. For it. Why do you... He looks at you and says, why do you grunt at that? Stranger?
I did not grunt. I just was interested, that's all.
These herbs are better than any potion that you would find in any store, he says to you. Trust
Of
me on
course,
this.
of
These are
course.
good. So he has several bushels, which equates to 3 standard healing potions.
Lothric's looking at these like bundles, this kind of raised eyebrow. I'm gonna turn to like our paladin, our cleric. What do you two think of this? You both are gifted in healing arts, if I'm not mistaken. Do you think these twigs or whatever this is worthy of our purchase?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. How many does he have? 3?
Yes, 3.
3.
3
I'll turn
bushels
to
of these-
Ismark.
These dried herbs that are kind of sweet but bitter smelling when you kind of smell them. And you
Do they? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm fine. Go ahead. Ask your question.
I was asking. Are they asking him? Well, how are they quick? How quickly do they react? How quickly do they heal? Is it instantaneous, like a healing potion, or do I have to chew on it a while?
Well, depends how do you administer the herbs. If you
I see.
crush it up and
I see.
put it in someone's mouth, it is pretty instantaneous. If you're able to get them to chew and swallow it. If you brew it in a tea and then bottle and cork it and pour it down, that would be similar to a potion, I would think, to your potions you are talking about.
quickly, does anybody out of character? Does anybody have a like tea kettle? Would that be in our like adventuring supplies?
No, but I have a lantern.
I think I have an alchemist kit.
A mess kit. Okay.
Alchemist kit.
Oh, you have an alchemist kit? Okay.
I think I might. Hold on, let me check. Let me double check before I
I
get
have
too
carpenter's
crazy into it.
tool and a healer's kit.
The
I mean,
healer's
I-
kit would have vials in it and things like that.
Okay. So we
I
can
got an iron,
conceivably
I got an
do
iron
this.
pot.
That would work.
That
I
would
bet
work.
Arena would also have pots at her house.
Irina would have some teapots definitely at her house that you guys could probably borrow or even have at that point. So I wouldn't. Yeah.
I do not have an alchemist kit.
Okay.
I thought I did. I'm sorry.
Okay. So I'll turn to Ismark and ask him, do you think you could cover these herbs for us?
Oh, of course. I would definitely. I told you. Anything that you need, I would be able to get for you here at the store if he has it. And please, nothing outrageous like hundreds and hundreds of gold pieces that I could not do. Sorry, but
Of course. And I'll kind of nod and I'll take up the bushels of herbs. And I guess I'll put them in my travel bag for later.
okay. He talks to him. He goes, Bedrith, put that on my tab. Yes, always on your tab. Absolutely. He pulls a book out and writes it in there. Ismark, you'll have to pay your tab soon. Of course, Bedrith. I am good for it, you know. Yes, whatever. Anything else while the four of you are here? 5, 6 of you, and he kind of is still nervously looking at Arena as he speaks to you guys. He's constantly eyeing her.
Does everyone have food?
I believe I have some rations. I don't know about everybody else.
Okay, so everybody needs
got
to
it.
make sure they have rations because in order to take a long rest and to get the benefits of a long rest, you must have a rations. If you do not have rations, you cannot take a long rest. You cannot get benefits from a long rest. So make sure everybody has rations.
Okay.
It's in my priest pack.
Okay.
Yeah.
I only have 2 days worth of rations. We might need to stock up on some.
How do I have 10? That doesn't make any...
Some bags,
Oh, you got plenty. That's
some
fine.
bags have
Yeah.
to give you 10 rations. So
I took the adventuring pack
Yeah,
or something
that
instead of the
usually
scholar
will give-
pack.
that usually is 10 rations. That's 10 times you can take a long rest.
Oh,
10 days worth, basically. 10 long rests.
for the hell of it, I think I'll ask the shopkeeper. Would you happen to have any books or scrolls that contain spells on stock for cheap?
I do not. I am sorry.
Of course.
Anything else, per se? Alright, we're going to add some time here. We'll add like a half hour. You guys want anything else while you're at the shop?
I got
Do
what I...
they got any books on display or anything?
On what?
Any books here?
Well, what kind of book are you looking for? Let's start with that.
Oh, got anything that would discuss like vampires?
Well, there is some books. He says, "Are you looking for what kind of book in general are you looking for?"
Something informational, but at the same time,
On vampires? Did you say or?
Yeah, vampires.
Let me look. Hold on. Now, there was a book that we did have for a while. Let me look here. Give me a moment. He pushes Parkbro, move. You big boy. Get move. And he's looking around and he says he finally bends down, he pops up. He has this large book, leather bound, really nice, old book, blows the dust off of it, and in gold lettering, inscribed on the front of the book, says Van Richten's Guide to Vampires.
Ooh, I would like that.
And he says, this book is, I do not know how I got it. Where I got it, I do not remember. Is it an actual book on vampires? Is it a fictional book, or is it a non-fiction book? Hard to say. I've never read it. And he puts it down. It's this thick, heavy book, right? 100 gold pieces.
I'm gonna look to the guy that's buying everything. Be like, I only have 38 on me. Can you cover me for the rest?
Are you sure you wouldn't get that? Now, Van
absolutely.
Richten is a real person. But, you know,
Great, yeah, and he's there's a lot of information in here
does
that I
he
feel like
really know his vampires? I mean,
I'm
is this
gonna
book
recite.
really
This
written?
is essential. If you want to get to the bottom of our problem we have, and I don't want to talk in front of the innkeeper, this is probably a good first step.
A good start, I suppose. Yes. I mean, I am very, very concerned.
I'm really like trying to like, come on, man, just buy it. Just buy the book. Like, it's gonna be good for everyone. I can keep my gold so I can buy some rations at some point.
Let me ask you this: what if it is just like folk? How do you say? Like, like fairy tale. But this book is like a fairy tale. It's not real.
Yeah, what if it holds the secrets to everything we ever wanted? There's that argument.
Would I know of any history about this Van Richten guy or about this book in general?
You can roll me a history check.
12.
So
and I'll-
what's that?
Can I cast guidance on that?
Sure, why not?
See if I can do a little bit better. Yes, 16.
Okay, so you know Van Richten was a vampire hunter, and he wrote many different books, and a living legend, at least within Bravovia. So, yeah, it's a person that does exist or did exist at some time. And so, legendary vampire hunter. So, are you going to purchase this book and want to try to see if there's any secrets of Van Richten's Guide to Vampires?
I'll offer Valen my 1 gold piece.
I was gonna say I've got 10 gold. I'll throw at it if he lets me look at the pictures.
Yeah.
Okay. I will cover the rest, I suppose, if you really would like some light reading, he says. It's a thick book. So he
Right.
everybody puts
gold.
Everybody puts their gold in. You buy the book. Is there anything else you want to get?
No, I'm just fascinated with this book. I kind of like, thanks, guys. I'm already reading it as I'm walking out the store.
Yeah, there's interesting.
Does he have a alchemist kit for sale?
he does. Would you? Are you proficient in alchemy, Kit?
Good question, my friend. I thought it was. I thought I picked it up.
If you,
Why
okay,
are you making me question that?
because you just don't get the bonuses that you get if you're not proficient with it.
You're like the Swedish chef if you're not just throwing things around. I could have sworn you were. I remember talking about it when we were making our characters.
That's why I
Once
was
you,
like throwing it out there, but Lars
you
made
can-
me think that it wasn't. So now I'm questioning
Don't
it.
you get to like pick 2 proficiencies every long rest or something? From your
Yeah,
Oh,
with
'cause he's a Shatterkai.
Shatterkai, I can.
Yeah.
So you could be a proficient in whatever you wanted to be.
That's true. How much is the alchemist kit?
The alchemist kit is 20 gold pieces.
Sheesh. I've got 24. I'll pick it up.
All right. All right, so remove 20 gold pieces from it and add yourself a kit, alchemist kit in there.
That'll come in handy.
All right, so all of you leave the shop. Are you guys done shopping? I guess I should ask that first.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so all of you leave the shop, and there you come out, and there's Valen reading a book. But here's the thing he did notice is the fog is now coming in, the thick fog. The sun is beginning to set slowly here, and you hear Ismark say, I think perhaps we should start our way back to the mansion. My only concern is don't think we're going to be able to get out tonight unless you wish to leave at night. We probably could spend the night in the mansion and then head out in morning or however
Yeah,
you
that
all
sounds
would
good.
like
I
to do.
wouldn't mind cozying up to that fire, reading a book.
I think we should do that.
Been a long day.
All right. So, as you begin to head out and head towards the thing, you hear wolves around you.
Oh,
Nearby, wolves howling.
my pace kind of quickens.
So you guys begin to go thing, and as you begin to continue walking down the road, 2 wolves cross and stand in front of you, probably a good 20 feet from you on the road there.
I haven't dealt with many wolves in my travel, but this seems like very odd behavior, and I'm going to draw my sword.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Joseph.
I said I was just gonna say I'm gonna step behind the armored people, kind of get ready to shoot some spells.
Yeah, ready my shield, be like, stand behind me.
I'm going to stealth or try to go stealth if I need to roll a check.
Yeah. You're going to roll me a stealth check, please.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
so
I'll draw.
go ahead. I'm
Go ahead.
sorry.
I said I'll draw my sword and cast Blade Ward.
Okay. And then 2 more appear behind the 2 of you, the 4 of you. Actually, the 6 of you, because Irina's here too. So, and they are all there growling, drool is coming out of their sharp mouths as they're growling at you all. And let me see here. We're gonna pull you into this map here. Let's see, who am I missing? So let me see. Alright, and trainers we're missing. Lock. Who am I missing here? Oh, I know we're missing. Hold on a sec. I had this ready to go. Okay, and then
You're all good, bro.
Yeah, so all of you are stopped dead in your tracks. You pull your weapons. You go stealth. Let me see what your stealth check was. A 10. You do not go stealthy. You are visible to the wolves.
Are these wolves like looking at us, or are they growling at us?
They're,
like they're gonna eat us?
they're growling at you. Drool is coming out of their mouth. They're pacing back and forth as they're watching you, and we're gonna put you onto the battle map.
Yeah, I'm gonna start walking forward like no fucking way. I ain't dealing with this shit.
All right. So you have the 4 wolves here. We get storm starts coming in. And let's all roll for initiative.
Oh shit.
I have advantage on initiative because that's one of my powers.
Okay.
I don't know how to do that in roll 20 though. Could I just roll twice?
Yep. So we'll take the 19. Okay. All right, is everybody in?
No.
Yeah, we need to get... Oh, I need Ismark in here, too.
Digging this music.
I can't remember if I gave you guys... Yeah, Ismark's in there now, too, in your journal. Okay. Okay, so is everybody in now? Alright, let's sort. Let's get this sorted. Descending. Okay, let's start combat. Valen, it's your turn.
All right, I'm going right at this wolf right here and swinging.
Okay.
An 8.
So, you swing wildly at this thing and you miss it. It kind of jumps and dodges out of the way and like growls at you as it's kind of pacing around you, growling. Okay, anything else before we end your turn?
No, I'm just holding up my shield, ready,
All
ready
right.
for the.
All right, Morik, you're up.
All right, I will cast sleep on these two behind us.
Okay.
So that is a wisdom 14 check for both of them.
Okay, let's see. Okay. They save.
Oh, dang.
Anything else?
I'll.
You got
No, that's it
movement.
for me.
Yeah, you got still movement though. Don't forget.
I'll move up next to them.
Okay. It is the wolves' turn, and they all going to go on their one turn. So let me mark these off so we can all see what we got. So this will be wolf 1. This will be wolf 2. This will be wolf 3, and this one will be wolf 4. Okay. So wolf 1 goes first, and he's going to attack Morik. He jumps and bites at you. Bless you. Oh, let me change this up here. Let me go back into my settings. Okay. Save that. All right. So now he's going to bite at you. Jump and bite. 23 hits.
Whoa. Yeah.
And you take 7 piercing damage. Roll me a DC strength check. The DC is 11 against that saving throw on the strength. See if you're knocked prone. You are not. You stand strong and sure-footed, but you do take 7 points of piercing damage.
Okay. No, never mind.
Second wolf attacks Mordig. Jumps and bites at you. A 13, I believe, misses you. You are an 18. Yes, so that misses. All right, so this wolf, let's see. This one goes to Ismark and attacks Ismark. 16, I believe, misses Ismark. Let's see, this wolf attacks Valen. Jumps and bites at you, growls, and misses you. 10
Deflected off my
misses.
tail.
Yep, that ends your attack. All right, it is now Ismark's turn. Ismark has his long sword out, and he attacks the wolf in front of him. 13. I gotta change the settings here on this character sheet. I do not that. Don't want that, and I don't want that. Okay, we're back there. Attacks, hits him with a 23 on the wolf, and does 5 points of slashing damage. The wolf cries out in pain as it is hit. And Ismark gets a second turn, swings again at the wolf in front of him, swings his long sword. Ooh, misses him this time dreadfully. And needs to roll on critical fail here. So let me roll a D100. He rolls a 42. Let me see what his result is on the critical hit fail table. Alright, let me see here. That was a 48. Alright, here's the fumble table. We had a 48. So he swung so hard that he missed and it kind of brought dirt up and it flew into his eyes and he is blinded for the next round for Ismark, so he gets disadvantage on his attacks. Our next one is now Crazy Lothric. You are up.
Get him.
I'm assuming if I occupy more space and then try to back out of it, they get op attacks on me, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like if I'll,
Yep.
okay. I don't want to do that then. Best I can think to do is I'm going to try to cast Grease back here, kind of behind them. I'll put it in the chat. The spell Grease, so it kind of envelops both of them.
Okay.
There it is. It's like a 10-foot radius. And see if I can make them trip. Oops, wrong one. I'm sorry. I'm still getting used to this new. Well, how do I post it in the chat for?
You did.
Oh, I did. Okay, sorry.
Okay. Let's see here.
And we'll see if we can knock them over, and if anybody wants to light it on fire, or I can do it next
All
turn.
right, let's take a look here really quick. Let's see what you're doing here. So, non-flammable grease covers the ground. It's not flammable.
Non-flammable?
Yep. Read your 2024 handbook. Non-flammable
They
grease
changed
covers the ground and
Wait, they made
square
wait
center
in
put with it.
2024 they made grease non-flammable.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, dude, that's so lame.
Okay, what about this?
Super
Let me.
slippery.
Sorry.
So all it is,
Oh,
it just makes the ground very slick, so they have to do dex saving throws or they can fall prone. Same if you enter the area or leave the area. So that's your grease. So are you still wanting to do this? Use grease.
Well, I know you can no. I'll use web, and that's kind of lame, but we can light it on fire and it'll do a lot of damage. So I'll use second level spell web, this one instead, and I'll do it behind more so that they're not.
Wait a minute. All right. So web you're using now instead, right?
Well, I wanted to light it on fire and do some damage to both of them, but it doesn't make any sense.
All
If it
right.
doesn't.
So
Why would they non-flammable?
I'm with you, Joseph.
Okay. Yeah, so I kind of make these funny hand gestures with my fingers and point my hand staff at it and fire this big blob.
okay. So we're putting web down around these guys.
These two?
Wolf
One
and two.
1 and 2?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to hit more, so it's right in front of more. And the idea is I'm going to try to light it on,
All right.
try
So
to light it on fire.
it is 20-foot cube. Okay. So where are you placing it at? Or you want to place it at?
So, kind of behind them. So one, two, three, four, around here, so it envelops this whole circle
All right,
and
let me
catches the
see
both
here.
of them in it.
All right. Let's see. Let me see if I have a web here that's 20-foot cube. Alright, we're gonna have to go with my other cube in here. So let's see, area effect templates. Alright, we'll go with we can see it, we'll make it green. It's a 20-foot, right?
Yep.
Okay. Alright, so you want to put it
Does it not work?
There's not. I mean, it's a 20-foot cube. I don't think you can get 2 of them without getting more
yeah,
ag.
yeah.
Oh,
According to this cube,
fuck's sake.
you would have to get. Yeah, Morag would be part of it.
All right.
Can't do it diagonal?
Yeah, I guess not. You know what?
Yeah, see that corner
Sorry,
touches you, Morag, so it wouldn't work.
I'm sorry, guys.
You'd
I'm
be
being
included in
extra.
that. So
I'm sorry. I'm being. Sorry. Go ahead.
What do you
You can
want
cast
to
it
do?
on me. You can
I don't want to cast it
me.
on you because the idea was I was going to light him on fire.
So
But
do
you know
you-
what?
alright.
We're just gonna.
Are you not gonna go with this route at all?
No,
You're not doing the web at all.
no, I don't. No, I'm sorry, Lars. I don't think so.
you-
If that's how it's going to be, I didn't understand it. I thought it was a circle, like a spider web.
It says a
I'm going
cube,
to go ahead
so-
and I'm just gonna up. I know. I'm gonna just cast the spell Acid Arrow at Wolf 2 here and hope to hit him.
Acid arrow.
Oh my God. Yes, sir. Hold on.
Is that one gonna work for you?
That one's gonna work for me. I'm casting it right now. There you go.
Is it
Boom.
Melf's,
Did it
Melf's
miss?
acid arrow? Oh, is it? Is that? Oh, why is
Yeah.
it not called Melf's acid arrow anymore?
And it missed. It missed.
It did miss.
Motherfucker.
All right. completely
Okay.
missed it.
Oh my god.
Honey, missed the
All
arrow
right,
splash.
remove your. I don't know why it doesn't automatically remove spell slots, but make sure you guys are removing your
I will.
spell slots as
Hold
you're
on.
using
Honey,
your
missed the
spells.
arrow splashes the target with acid for half as much, so it takes 4 damage.
Which one was
and
it? One or two?
I hit 2. I'm gonna skulk back into the alleyway a bit, kind of getting into safety, and I'm going to hang my head in embarrassment. And that's the end of my turn. Jesus.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. All right. So 2 got some acid damage on them. All right. That ends your turn.
Yep.
Okay. Lock. You are not.
Yes.
You are not stealth.
But I still get sneak attack on number 1 because Morag's right there. Or is that a?
No, he's engaged with them.
Is that
So
how
yeah,
it works? And
if you're engaged, if you have if they're engaged with an enemy, then yes, you are allowed to get that. It's a 1d6, I believe, right?
yeah, I
Sure,
believe so.
1d6.
So this is my first time playing a rogue, and I've never really fought. So like with this, so this is gonna be asking some questions. So I'm gonna attack number 1,
So let's. See.
and do I get the psychic blades like the first and the offhand with that attack?
Yeah, so 1d6. If you hit him with, you get the additional 1d6 damage for your sneak attack. What are you asking?
I was asking because I have the psychic blades,
Uh huh.
and I have that in my main hand and my offhand. So do I get to attack with both of those?
Yes, but you don't get your You don't get the proficiency bonuses. I don't in your second hand because you're not using. So there's a feat that you get that gives you the bonuses in your offhand attack, but I don't think it includes with that. So you're just going to your main hand attack is normal, but your offhand attack will not get the proficiency bonus to it.
Right. Okay. So,
Oh, so you missed anyway. And you critically failed. So
fuck.
roll on your
I
second
gotta roll
attack.
B100.
Well, roll on your second. The offhand, so that's 14 on that. So go ahead and roll your damage on that one. That's 5 points of damage. And then roll your 1d6 for your sneak attack.
You said 1d6.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So 7 points of damage, your total on that, on this offhand attack. So then you slice into him, he cries out. Let's roll your D100 now.
This always stresses me out.
So 54. So attacking
God damn
him
it, I hate
misses
when you
it,
laugh.
and somehow you have really pissed off someone's god. And rays of frost fly out of the blade, hitting your roll a 1d4 first to see how many allies it hits.
Oh Jesus!
Four
Oh,
of
you
them.
crit on that.
God, I
And then roll me a 1d10 to see how much cold damage each of them takes. Oh, you're so lucky on that one. They each take 1 point of damage. So Morag,
I swear to God, Lars, if you make me roll another fucking D100, I'm up off of that.
Morag, and let's see,
Yeah.
Crazy, Lothric, and Valen, you all take 1 point of frost damage or cold damage. That's
Oh.
Do I
that-
take damage too?
No, you do not. Only your allies take your 1 point of damage.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Thanks, Lars.
So,
Color in a wood.
Yeah, you're welcome. Hey, just call me herpes. I'm the gift that keeps on giving.
all right. So, Valen, it is now your turn. Round 2 we are in with these wolves.
I don't think our round 1 was any good here, so
No.
I'm gonna use a bonus action or a free action.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna use Sacred Weapon,
Okay.
so I can add my charisma to attack rolls, which would be an extra +3 to whatever I roll here. So then I'm gonna swing my longsword at this damn wolf in front of me.
So it's doing extra damage, you said?
So
3 points of
instead
extra
of
damage.
is that what it does?
Add your charisma modifier to your attack rolls. You make the weapon with the weapon. So it's just adding it to your attack roll, your charisma modifier. That's what it says in the
Okay.
minimum bonus of 1. So if you have a 3 in modifier, your modifier is 3.
All
so
right.
that's actually
So it was a
gonna
19.
be, yeah, 19 hits. Roll your damage, and then that wolf is also sap, right? For your weapon bonus.
Nice, dude. I rolled max damage, so 12 damage plus.
Tell us how the wolf died. And don't even worry about the sap. So,
Oh, just clean right through. Like you just see the wolf cut in half. His bottom, like I'm a freaking samurai.
awesome. Okay.
And
So-
and then since I'm already like here, I'm gonna move to here, so I can kind of corner this one for my movement, and I'm good.
Okay. All right, Morik, your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna put my sword away and cast Moonbeam on the 2 next to me.
Con saving throw or take 2 then radiant damage. So let's see. What is your spell DC?
14.
Okay. +1.
Burn them in the lunar light.
14? Is that
Yep.
what you said?
Yep.
They save again.
Okay, so
All
they
right,
still take half.
yep.
of-
So what is your damage here you rolled on that? Did you roll your damage? Okay, there it is. So they take
10.
5 damage, both of them. So the shearing pain, they cry out. 1 dies. Tell us, number 1 dies. Tell us how it died in your moonbeam.
So a shaft of light, silvery moonlight comes down and it just burns in blue light.
Nice, awesome. So that wolf collapses, burning, smoldering corpse of a body. Any movement, or are you staying right there?
I'm gonna stay there, and I think that'll be the end. That moonbeam will stay there.
Right.
As long as I keep concentrating.
Yep. All right. So you're concentrating. Okay. So this one attacks.
Is number 4 dead?
1 is dead, and 4 is dead. Number 2 is going to attack Morag. He bites at you, Morag, with a 13 that misses. And number 3 attacks Ismark, bites at him, and misses severely. Alright, so that ends the wolf's turn. Ismark has to roll with a disadvantage on this attack. He gets 2 attacks, so let's see, the first one misses, but the second one hits and slices through. He comes down upon the wolf so hard that it just cuts the wolf in two as it both ends kind of just both collapse to one side. Blood and entrails kind of leak out into the watery road there. This one is dead. That ends Crazy Lothric. It's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna walk out the alley and I'm gonna shoot at 2 with good old-fashioned chromatic orb. I'm gonna choose fire.
Okay.
Ah.
10 misses.
I'm gonna skulk back into the alley like I didn't do anything.
Locke, it is your turn.
Please kill this
All right.
wolf Locke.
I'm gonna move here and then. Oh, sorry. What'd you say?
But he can't concentrate because they don't have any hands.
We're just making,
Yeah,
but we're
exactly.
making fun of.
That's
Everybody's
fair.
making fun of Crazy Lothric is what's happening right now.
Well, you'll see.
And then I get the sneak attack bonus on number 2.
Yep.
So I'm gonna swing my first attack with the 13.
That hits.
Okay, and then do you want me to roll my offhand?
Either or, you can roll the
um,
damage there,
sneak
because if you roll anything, just roll the damage there, because I'm pretty sure you're gonna, you killed it. So tell us how it died.
So as he gets around Morag, you see Locke just all of a sudden kind of just like as a edge rusher in a football game, just kind of like grab the ground but run really fast around. He takes and he kind of like fakes out the wolf with his like with a dagger in his left hand, and then just materializes the spirit blades and just drives it straight into it, like right into its neck. And then as the beast kind of like falters, Locke just kind of reels. Locke just takes the other dagger and just isn't offhand, just jabs it straight into his skull.
All right. Awesome. That ends combat. You don't see any more wolves around as the 4 wolves lay dead in the cold rain and fog.
I'm going to say it's getting a little bit chilly out here.
Okay, so
I'm gonna come out of the alleyway. Like I did something like, "Well done, everyone. That was quite the battle."
Yeah, are wolves normally in this town of Monasties, folk? Like, is this normal occurrence?
Well, Ismark looks around and goes, anything is possible being this so close to Strahd and his castle. Wolves are known. Typically, you can hear them all the time, right? Since you've been here, you've heard them. This is odd that they have attacked us before the sun has gone down, though.
I'm going to pile the wolves up into a pile of carcasses put it on the side of the road. And then I'm going to say, look at that.
Can I look at them
Can
and see if they look natural or unnatural in any way?
Sure. Definitely. Go Go ahead and roll me a nature check, please.
Nature.
I would also like to do something.
Yeah, so the
once
wolves,
this resolves.
other than being mangy, starving-looking wolves, they look like normal wolves, timber wolves. All right, let's talk about taking a 10-minute bathroom break. Let's return back here. Hey, let's just say 7:10. We'll return back. Does that sound good with everybody?
Yep.
Alright.
Lars, I would like to go. I would like to do some sneaky stuff behind the scenes when you get back.
Sneaky. Okay, we'll talk about it when you get back.
Okay.
All right, sounds good. We'll come back in 7:10.
Okay.
Okay, is everybody back?
Huh?
Everybody's back?
Huh? Huh? What?
Yep.
All right.
To answer your question, Joseph, it's apparently always been a
Okay.
20-foot cube.
Okay.
All right. So,
Lars, I wanted to do some. Oh, sorry.
no, go ahead. I'm listening.
I wanted to do some sneaky stuff, but wanted to go to the secret room real quick.
Okay. We shall go there then. All right. What's going on?
All right, so first I want to do. Well, I'm going to tell you what I want to do, and then you tell me what roles I need to do. So I wanted to secretly try to grab the hands of the werewolves.
The wolves?
Yeah, and then use them almost as like collateral towards Joseph's character, towards Lothric.
So you want to cut the paws off the wolves is what you're wanting to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I guess my question was, as like, I was just trying to wonder if they are werewolf, like actually humans that are turning into wolves,
No, they're regular
and
timber
if I cut.
wolves. They were just regular wolves. Yeah, they weren't here. They were not
Yeah,
werewolves.
okay.
So
Well, I'm
yeah,
wondering if that would be like, I was just trying to be like some kind of like comedic relief to be able to like, be like, oh hey, I've got this hand here. If you would like
yeah,
to.
they're just regular paws to a wolf. So they're not werewolves. Yeah, they're just regular
Oh,
wolves.
okay.
Okay.
Damn it. All right. Well, how about this? Will you allow me to at least take one?
Well, a paw.
Yeah, one paw.
Yeah, if you want, sure. You can take a paw.
All right, I'll take one paw, and
Uh,
then I'll add that into my secret inventory, and then yeah, we can go back in.
Okay.
Oh, that's not suspect.
All right. We are back and ready to move on if you'd want, or what do you guys want to do at this point? Just finished off killing 4 wolves.
I take this as an ill omen that we're, Strahd or somebody might be sending these wolves after us. So I think we should get going.
No way. Yeah, let's go to the mansion.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, get to the mansion.
Okay. You guys are making your way to the mansion. All right. Begin it. What's that?
You said that the gate, there's like a gate outside that's broken.
Yes.
I would like to cast mending on it and try to lock the gate when we go inside.
Okay.
Ooh, smart.
Yeah. It's all mended up. The gate is again. And shut.
Is there like a fence?
Yeah, the fence is kind of wraps around the front of the building. Kind of the courtyard of it. If that's what you're wondering, yeah. So.
Yeah, I think I would just like look at places to shore up our defenses.
Okay. Yeah. So. It's just in the front of the house area. It doesn't surround the whole house. Just the front of it.
Okay.
All right, so you guys enter into the Burgermeister's mansion, and we'll go and just go back to that map there. It makes it a little bit better. All right, so you enter the house. Irina says she's going to go put on something that's warmer than what she has, and she will return. Ismark is relighting the fires in the room at the time. So whatever you guys want to do at the moment.
I would like to try to find. I'm sure I don't know where we're gonna sleep if we're sleeping upstairs, but for time being, I want to find a safe place here, and where I can somewhere in the mansion where I can look through like a boarded up window.
Okay.
Or something like that.
All the windows are.
I want to see.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say all
Like
the
a
windows are
crack.
boarded up, but I'm sure there's something that you can see through on one of the boarded up windows.
Like the crack, like just a crack. I don't want to put myself in too much danger, but I want to get a look at, see if I could see this parade or whatever it is.
You could just go out and see the parade at midnight.
No, Lothric's not that stupid.
Okay.
He's gotta take a look.
Is there access to the roof
No.
in this house?
No. There's no access to the roof.
Well, is it? And what's the weather outside?
Raining.
Okay.
Did anybody else take damage? Is anybody else hurt?
Oh, I took 1 HP, so I'm good.
Yeah, besides our friendly fire.
Yeah.
I think I'll
sorry.
go ahead and cast,
Sorry, guys.
I'll cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Well, as Mark says, he sits down. It's we can sit here tonight and wait through the night. Seems like it's our best and safest bet than to try to venture out in the darkness.
Yeah, we should leave at first light.
Yes, we make sure the house is well secured tonight before. Although, like Arina said, they haven't attacked the house within 3 nights since our father passed away. Seems a bit odd, I would think.
Is Balin, are you reading that book?
I'm just gonna read the vampire book in the off time.
Okay. What else is everybody else doing? What's everybody else doing? It's the time is roughly about. Well, we're gonna add about 20 minutes to that.
I'm trying to watch, like I said, outside
Yeah.
and see if I see anything.
It's about 5:30. Fog is rolled in. Thick fog, rain. You can hear it on the roof and on your boarded up boards in the windows as the rain hits it. Arena has returned with a sweater on as she goes to the living room to sit down, and the fire's going in the living room. It's a much warmer area of the house. She asks if anybody wants some warm tea.
Speaking of that, can I try to make the herbs into 3 potions?
You want to brew them as tea? Is that what you're wanting to do?
Yeah, is that what everyone else wants to do?
Is there a difference between the tea and the potion?
Well,
Would we know? Because I know.
You could brew a
what's his face?
potion with the alchemist kit if that's what you're wanting to do.
Yeah, well, whatever.
I do
works,
have
yeah.
the alchemist kit.
What's I guess it's like, does it matter? Like, are they both the same thing? But regardless, I'll relinquish I'll come in here and give you guys the herbs if you want to work on that.
Well, they both will do the same thing as your standard health potion, so it isn't really going to matter if
Okay.
you which either way that you do it. If you decide to brew it as a potion, brew it as tea, put it in some type of vials, that's up to you, you guys, to make that decision. Regardless, you have 3, whatever you choose of, that act as 3 standard potions. Okay.
Okay.
I think I'll. Well, if Locke is gonna deal with making potions or whatever, I will kind of go off by myself and meditate on vampires and pray.
Okay. There's a few.
Also,
There are
what
3 bedrooms upstairs. One is Irina's. One is the late Burgermeister, and one is Ismark's room. What are you guys all doing at this point? What are you just... I know that
Hanging
Morag
out.
said he was going to go upstairs, meditate, pray. You're looking through the cracks of the boards.
Yep.
Ismark.
I'm gonna.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna take the reagents and try to brew a potion.
Okay. So you're setting up your alchemist kit and going to start brewing potions from the herbs that you have found.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. We know Valen is studying his book. We'll say about an hour passes, and nobody's really saying much. Ismark is stirring the fire for the last hour, looking at it. Irina kind of is looking at the 4 of you and just kind of getting ideas, if she can, about who you are, your backgrounds. Studying the 4 of you. So I'm gonna
I'll occasionally like break the silence and tell them something like, "Oh, did you know Van Richten suggests X, Y, and Z for or vampires act this or whatever." I'm learning.
Right. So, as you are looking out the cracks of the boarded windows, Lothric, you hear, actually, all of you in the rooms that are close to the front of the building, hear wolf cries, large wolf cries. And the way the wolf cries are around, they sounds like the whole building is surrounded by them. And then there is scratching around the whole building. You hear loud scratching on all the wood and everything. But you can't seem to see anything from the cracks that anything is actually around the building scratching. Like you don't see wolves or creatures of any sort.
Yeah, I'm gonna like lift my head up from the book, like look around and tell them, why don't vampires eat cows? Because they don't like
They don't like what?
steaks.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
That's what I'm reading here.
Oh, hell yeah, dude! Dad jokes all day. Let's go.
Yeah, but all of a sudden, without in the Lothric, give me a perception check.
Yes, sir. 12.
Okay. In the front of where the doorway is at, by the gates, you can barely make it out in the thick fog. The gates kind of swing open, and you see two humongous wolves, giant, compared to what you guys fought earlier today. These things are triple in size. Kind of walk through the two gates that Morik had just fixed. Like they swung open, and these two huge wolves, black with red eyes, you can make out as they walk through the fog, getting closer to you.
Where is more incoherence to me?
Morig?
Yeah, Morig.
Standing
Right
right
behind you.
He's standing right
Okay.
by you. So,
I am going to kind of turn around and hold like my finger to my lips, and then if I can, just use because this would be cool if I could do this. Use minor illusion in my hand. I did it twice. Sorry, to show like a projection of what I'm seeing, and I'll hold up the number 2 to
okay.
signify there's 2 of them.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's fine. Two giant wolves.
I mainly want to know if this is something more, maybe a scene, maybe this is something
Okay.
they've dealt with. I don't know.
And
Yeah.
and you see the two wolves kind of split open, like kind of move either side of each other, and a shadowy figure appears from the clouds, the fog, and stands in between the two wolves. And I'm gonna let you see a picture, just you alone, of the person standing there, and it's just gonna be in your journal. And that is who you see standing there. And you, by all accounts, know in your head who that is. Or it must be.
I'm sorry. I'm having. Where is it? It's
It's
under player handouts. I'll refresh. Hold on. I might need
Yeah.
to refresh.
Did I take the steady action based on the illusion he showed me to see if I know what those wolves are?
Roll me a nature check, please.
He's just out there? This guy's just standing out there.
Standing there
Oh,
between
son
the
of a
two
bitch.
huge wolves. Yes, with that, you know they're dire wolves, is what he's showing you.
Okay, I whisper that.
Also, if I'm like in the kitchen, do I pick up on what's going on?
No, not at
like
all.
outside of here,
No.
or am I in my own? Am I in my own world?
Everybody doesn't know what's going on. Just this is what Lorik's the only one seeing this. There's no sound other than the wolves around and the scratching around the whole building and all that.
So you're saying that Locke doesn't hear like the scratching?
Well,
and
you
stuff?
hear the scratching, the howling, but that's about it. Everybody's kind of on edge about it. But like Irina had said before, that's been happening for the last 3 weeks every night. So it's Irina's kind of just covering her ears and cowering down on the chair a little bit, and Ismark is kind of trying to calm her down. But that's really about it. Everybody else, as far as you know, no one else is taking any getting crazy or anything about it. Like Valen's deep in his book reading. You can't see what Lothric and Morig are doing because you're in the kitchen brewing potions.
I'm.
Well,
I
go ahead, Joseph.
I know I need to be pretty careful here. I'm going to give more a very serious look, and I'm going to try my best to get into where they're all in this area. Over
Yeah,
this
they're
direction,
all in
right?
the main living area.
I'm
the
going to
main
try to get
living room.
there. It's probably not a good idea to lose sight of this guy, but I want to warn them that he's here. So I'm going to try to. I honestly don't know if sneaking would be any good because I know they probably have. I'll casually walk into there, and I'll kind of tap more. Open the door, Lothric. Okay. And I'm gonna walk in and stand, like, kind of in the middle of the room to get everybody's attention, and I'm gonna hold my finger up to my lips to quiet them. And then I'm going to point towards, like, the front, signifying the outside, and then I'm going to cast a minor of illusion of the man I just saw standing.
All right, so with that, I'm going to put this in Morik's thing because he's looking out the window, or the cracks where you were looking at.
Yeah, I go up to look out the window.
Yeah, so that should be in your journal now too. Obviously.
Okay.
So as you do that, minor illusion of the person, Ismark jumps up and he grabs the hilt of his sword. He said, "Where is he? Where is he?"
I'm gonna hold my finger to my lips again, like, shut up, Ismark.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna say that, but I'm like,
yeah. and go ahead, play it out.
Yeah, I hold my fingers up, like, shh. Like, I don't say it, but I just kind of, like, give him a look, like, be quiet.
And so he quiets down. He goes, "What is he? He's right out front there."
I'm gonna give a deep nod and flick the illusion away. And I'm also I'll show him the 2 dire wolves as well.
Yeah.
And I'll cast the dire wolves, and I'll hold up the number 2.
Okay.
Is he doing anything outside while I watch?
What's that?
It's Strahd, or it's outside. Is he doing anything?
No, he's just standing there between the 2 dire wolves. Right? Just probably right on the other side of those 2 gates when you can't come in there.
With my, I guess, like, my passive perception, which is 12, I'm still, like, oblivious to what's going on.
Well, I mean, there's some commotion happening in the living room a little bit more than what was happening 5 minutes ago. So yeah, there's something happening in the living room.
Well, I would like to. I mean, like, I guess I would like to, like, kind of, like, investigate and see if they're, like, like, noticing that there's something going on.
Yeah. There's something happening in the living room. Absolutely. Lothric has come in there, and so.
Well, so where I'm at, could I? Well, from where I'm standing, could I tell where the commotion is coming from? Is it, like, upstairs, downstairs?
No, they're all gathered in the living room. You can figure that out.
And that's downstairs?
Well, you are downstairs. Yeah, it's just across from the dining hall where you're at. The kitchen there.
All right. Could I go out this door and try to sneak?
Yeah, you can.
You're going outside?
That's what he said he's doing.
Okay.
Well, all right. Well,
Do I see, like, any commotion going on here? Like, what are you guys up to?
I'm doing this in front of
he's
you,
doing
too.
this whole
He's out there.
fucking thing in front of
Like,
everybody.
He's not even looked up from the book.
You showed a bunch of illusions and everything, and Lorik just, Valen's just
I was
like,
reading.
"Hey,
Like,
what's
I
going
look up at the
on?"
book and I go, what is going on?
I'm gonna hold up an illusion, just explaining it's like a piece of paper explaining the entire. There's a vampire outside. I don't know if we should be quiet. We should be quiet. It's like this says everything we should do. Instructions.
all right. I guess.
I'm
Like,
going to put down and put it away and be like, kind of be like, okay, I get it. Where the hell did everyone go?
They're all in the living room, where you've been reading your book. Everybody's there except for Morig and Locke.
So, can I peek outside the door to see if I see anything out there that's...
Yeah. So you unbolt the door and look out there. You do not see anything from your van point. No.
All right. So I'm going to go outside this door, and I'm going to sneak.
All right. So give me a stealth check, please. 12, okay.
Fuck. Did I? So this is where I get a free action if I fail an ability using a skill or tool with which I have proficiency. I can burn one of these dice, and then I can add the number rolled to the check, potentially turning the failure into a success.
All right.
I was just saying, like, like I have the psionic bolstered knack, so that's the feat. So if I failed it, I would like to use one of those to pass it if I don't get it.
So you don't know. Well, look. All right. So you're going to use as a passive feat. What are you using on it? Which one? Is that what you asked?
Well, I mean, like I rolled my stealth. No, and I guess I was wondering if I passed or failed on my stealth check.
Well, right now you have passed because there's nothing around that's around there that sees you being stealthy. So
Okay. All right, then I'm good. Then I won't use it.
let's see here.
And also, like, how far can I move? So, like, if I came out from like right here, this door, could I move like
30 feet?
What would be allowable?
30 feet. Mm-hmm.
30. Okay.
All right, so what else are you doing? So you heard the door open and shut from the kitchen. Or at least open. He might have left it open.
I was going to play dead, essentially, and just kind of wait him out until the sun rises. That's what Loth, he was just going to try to be quiet and see what he did and react to it. That's why I tried to be so discreet about it.
And then you hear outside, "Yes, Mark, Ardina, guests, honored guests, come outside and speak. I would like to meet the 4 guests that are now in my land." Are you sure? I don't know if we should go out there, speak with Strahd.
Yeah, I'm going to say, I think I read in the book not to invite vampires into your house.
Yes. Just to...
And then you hear in your head, Valen, "Of course I'm not coming into the house. I want you to come out and meet with me. There's no need for unpleasantries here. Alas, I was the one that invited the 4 of you." And all of you have heard that. All four of you heard that in your head.
Oh, fuck.
All right, guys, let's go outside.
Lothar kind of look. I will stand here in the doorway with the door open.
Is that what you're gonna do? Okay, that's funny.
I'm not going out there. You guys are fucking crazy.
I will pull my. Ismark draws his sword. Irina, Ismark, it's not good for you to go. None of you should go out there. That is Strahd out there.
Yeah, I'm not going out there, Irina. Don't look at me.
All right.
My hands dirty.
I'm going to take a second thought and be like, you know what? Yeah.
Oh, you can open the door, but...
Come now. I, on my honor, we are here as to greet you. I am but a gentleman. We are here to meet, exchange pleasantries. Correct? Of course. Right? Like I said, you are my honored guest here in my lands.
I'm going to see if he's telling. Do I think he's telling the truth?
Yeah, he is. Definitely. He just wants to meet you for now, the four of you. He invited. Alas, I have invited
I
the
open
four
the door.
of you. Yep.
I open the door and there's some big ass wolves out
Yeah,
there. So I
two
close it real
huge
quick.
black giant dire wolves, red eyes peering out at you. And with that,
I'm gonna close the door again and be like, "Who are those fucking?"
All right, so everybody in your journal should now have the portrait of Count Strahd von Zarovich. Okay? If you don't have it in your journal, let me know. Okay.
Am I still like am I like unseen to where they're at, or
You're still stealth at the moment.
okay? So
He also
Am
just
I able
popped
to-
into your mind.
I was gonna say that.
all right, so wait, who can see them right now? I guess in the party,
Who can see what?
who can see the like Strahd and the dire wolves?
Well, at one point when Valen opened the door, everybody got a good look at him. Mora can see him through the cracks of the boarded up windows, but he says, "Don't be embarrassed. Don't be nervous. I am only here to greet you. Alas, I brought the four of you here. I invited you to my lands, my beautiful Barovia. Come,
I'm gonna tell him.
let us just make pleasantries here."
I'm gonna tell
The
him. Well, get the wolves back, God. I'm not a big fan of them.
Fine. He brings him back a little bit. They're still by his side, but they're back a little bit from him.
Oh, they're like
was-
right there. Yeah.
So-
all right,
Where I'm at, is this like right here? Is that a window?
That's a boarded up window, yes.
Oh, okay. So can I like through the cracks? Can I see anybody?
You see, you're having a really hard time seeing through it, but it is the study where the coffin was at. That's the room, and you can see in there. Yeah, Morig is at the other side of the window.
Can I see? Can I see like? So who can I see? Is it Morag
just
and
Morag.
Lothric, or
Nope, just Morig.
just Morag? All right. So I'm gonna cast Psychic Whispers on Morag, and so it's a magic action. I get to choose one or more creatures, up to the number of creatures. And then I get to roll a psionic die for the number of hours equal to the numbers rolled. The chosen creatures can speak telepathically with you. So I get to roll a psionic die. And, which I think, I don't really know what the psionic dice roll is. I think is it a 1d6?
I think so, yeah. They're all D6s.
And then, so I get to communicate him for 2 hours telepathically.
Okay. What do you?
And then I'm going to back over here. And then I'm going to communicate to Morag that saying that, like, I'm in flanking, like, I'm out here sneaking. I'm communicating where my position is, in a sense, to tell him that, let me know if I need to strike or not. I'm waiting here to see what happens.
I'll reply that Strahd and two huge direwolves are in the front, and he better be careful.
And then Locke just sits and Locke just takes that information and just kind of waits to see. And then, am I able to kind of like peek around the corner to see what's like out there, or do I have to roll a stealth check?
Well, if you peek around the corner, you're just gonna see the side of the building, the side of the mansion. They're in
I'm
the
not gonna
front.
see where they're at. Okay.
They're in the front of the building, the front entrance area, so you wouldn't be able to see anything from your point where you're at.
All right. So where I'm at is this all cover? So if I were to move here, like would they be able to see me if I move that way?
Even if you move into that area, you do you re-roll a stealth check to see, and they probably would not see you because of the building, but you also wouldn't see them.
Would I get the stealth check on like advantage?
If you want, that's fine. I'll let you roll advantage. But the problem is that you're not going to see anything from that vantage point, really.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, they're not there. Yeah, they're in front of the house.
Yeah, I know. No, I know. Yeah, well, I felt like this, like right here where I was at, was the front of the house. So I'm sorry. My whole thing was like thinking that they were right there. I'm sorry.
I'm going to step out and I'm going to introduce myself.
Ah, finally! It is a honor and a pleasure, and he kowtows to you. And you, and I am, of course, Strahd von Zarovich, and you are, he says?
I am terrified. Valen Dawnborn. I'm going to tell him I was one of the recipients of your letter that lured us into this haven.
Of course, I'm wonderfully happy that you received the letter. You made it here safely. Seems you have met a good two friends of mine, Ismark and Irina. Yes? You've also
I'm
met
going to say
the good Burgermeister, I'm sure, too? There? He's there in the house, I'm sure, correct?
no, he's buried up at the church.
Oh, buried. Oh, my condolences to Ismark and Irina. I am sorry for your loss, the two of you. Your father was a good man in so many rights and words to say. Where's the rest of your party that I invited? I'd like to meet them too. Ismark's like, let me at him. Are you guys gonna try to hold him back?
I will. I don't know if I can. I'm a little skinny, anemic.
You're kind of trying to
Yeah,
hold
I'm
him
an
back.
anemic little elf.
Yeah. So I can hear Ismark in there. Ismark, please put your weapon away. We are not here to fight tonight. We are just having our friendly, polite introductions. Again, it is an honor to finally meet you, Valen Dawnborn. And I would love to meet the rest of your party members, if that's possible. I'm sure you've heard lots about me. Correct?
Yeah,
I'm sure.
We've heard some pretty bad stories about how you're kind of, evil.
Of course. As you live as long as I have, you will have legends and stories to be told of you. Correct?
And Lothric kind of wants to pipe in here. He's like, yes. They start accusing you of all sorts of things, being a crippling dictator or hand snatcher. I can understand that. I'm sure the stories are all not true. And I kind of...
yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to introduce I am Lothric Shadowmantle. I'm going to kind of bow.
He does the same. He
wizard.
Bows to you too. And a wizard amongst the group. How wonderful, indeed. Another pleasure to meet you there, Lothric. Good to have another wizard amongst us, huh? Very good. And who else is amongst your party members I have not met yet? There are 4 of you, if I'm not mistaken, correct? One is somehow skulking and hiding behind the building. You can come out now, he says loudly, and come meet me if you'd wish. I know you're there, hiding and sulking and trying to be stealthy-like.
I'm trying to bring him in the door. He won't let me.
There's the fourth one. So we have, in your name is, must be another cleric of some sort, I'm sure. And
You don't need to know my name.
No, I know your name. My name is Strahd von Zarvich. It is a pleasure and honor to meet you finally. There. And the one sulking who ran back into the house and hiding. And you are, good sir?
He's just silent, doesn't acknowledge.
Well, it is an honor to meet you too, the silent type, huh? Very nice to meet you. I am Strahd von Zarvich. Welcome to my lands, my beautiful lands that I have invited you to. Well, you have an open invitation to come to my castle. We'll meet and have pleasantries. We'll eat, drink. So, whenever you're ready, it'll be an honor to have you at my castle.
I'm going to ask him, how long have you lived in this land?
I have lived here for so many years. Many, many hundreds of years. It is a long time. Very long time. A life, many, many lifetimes I have been here.
I'm going to ask him, do you ever venture out of Barovia?
Oh no, I do not. I do not. But is the lovely Irina is there in the room with you, is she not? The beautiful Irina?
Yeah, she's not interested.
Well, you know, I think she looks so much like my Tatiana, my wife, that I believe that she is reincarnation of Tatiana. And I will eventually have her hand in marriage, just like my Tatiana. Of course. But enough about that. That is not really
This guy's
something
pretty confident.
we need to speak much about. You also know of, you've heard of Rudolf von Richten, I'm sure. Well, he is someone that I am interested in finding. Perhaps when you come visit the castle, we can talk more about these things. You know? It is wonderful to finally meet. It is wonderful to finally meet the four of you. And welcome again to my beautiful lands of Barovia. For now, I must bid you all a farewell. I'm sure I will be seeing you again soon. And as that, he turns and walks away, and the wolves kind of are growling at you as they kind of turn and follow him. And he disappears into the fog.
He didn't seem so bad.
Are you kidding me that you didn't think he's bad? Aye. Lothric, do not let him get into your head like that. It is Strahd all over again. And as you look over, you see Irina is trembling from the whole thing of him being there. bolt up the door again, and we will hopefully not be visited by him again.
I kind of peek outside and look again to see if he's really gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
I'll go bolt the door.
Okay.
He's like reminiscing on his own life where all these people were like accusing him of a crime, you know, like chasing him out of town.
Of course.
Accusing him of a crime. Accusing.
All right, so let's call it a night there. You have finally met Strahd as a strange encounter with him, but you did have one.
Yeah.
So
I really liked that. I was not expecting that. He was like so unceremonious. He's just like, hey. I thought it'd be like this big castle entrance, you know, like
right.
Gary Old. Yeah, but that was good. I liked that.
All right, so let's continue on next week.
He just shows up outside the house we're at. We're like,
Yeah, he's just like, come on out, guys.
Yeah.
Come on.
He's got some massive dire wolves. I don't want to deal with this right
Well, that
now.
was the thing too. I was like trying to sneak around because I didn't know who the fuck was out there. So I was just trying to be like, you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
you didn't
And
really
then,
see
like, he's like-
the picture. Yeah, you didn't see the picture.
No, I didn't. Well, what I thought about was like the door was like to the where I was at to the left of me, but it was like on the other side of the mansion.